everyone. Just wanted to give you another update as to how I'm recovering and how my appointment with my oncologist went and what the next steps are now going to be, because it's different than what I had thought. So the recovery from the surgery is still taking a lot longer than I thought. I'm still very weak. Mainly seems to be due to the fact that I'm still anemic from the surgery. So even short walks are just wear me out. But each day I do seem to get a little bit stronger. I've also developed excuse me, I've developed a cough that is kind of annoying. They keep checking my lungs, they seem to be clear, so it's just an annoyance. It might be from the diaphragm, not quite sure. But the other annoying thing that's happened is the skin around my scars is so sensitive that just shirts rubbing on it can be rather excruciating. It makes it really difficult to walk around. So for a while I was actually wrapping myself with an abdominal wrap, which seemed to help a little bit because it kept the rubbing down to a minimum. This seems to be getting a little better. Yesterday I didn't have the wrap on. I don't have it on today. It does hurt, or I should say it's just irritating. That was a complication that I was not expecting. But all in all, I'm starting to get back to normal a little bit. The biggest thing again is this little bit of fatigue. Hopefully we'll be strong enough soon. Going to be leaving on the 18th to Denver for a family wedding. But then once I get back, things change. So I met with the oncologist the other day, and the original plan was to talk about radiation because my surgeon had taken my case to the tumor board at the hospital where I had surgery, and it was kind of unanimous that I have targeted radiation primarily on my diaphragm to make sure that the cancer doesn't come back there in that spot. Since they did the radio frequency ablation on the liver, they're confident that that's gonna be okay, but they wanted to do this on the diaphragm. So that was going to be my initial discussion with the oncologist. And the oncologist, you know, he looked at everything and he's talked to a radiologist and they said, sure, they could do that. He said, but here's the problem. Your tumor is extremely aggressive. And we know this now, specifically by the fact that you grew another tumor pretty much immediately after the first surgery, which came, they got everything out, clear margins. So this tumor came back and it was there, pretty large size after just 2 months. And so that says that this cancer is extremely aggressive. So what he's saying is, since there's no, it's not spread through the lymph system, it is spread through the blood. So I have this cancer in my blood. They could do the targeted radiation on the diaphragm, which would take care of any cells that were there on the diaphragm. However, since this cancer is spread through the blood, tumors are just going to show up elsewhere. So now the oncologist says my best chance is to start a chemo regimen. This is clearly not the news I wanted to hear. This is the thing that scares me more than anything. I already know with this last surgery, nausea was one of the biggest things that I couldn't deal with and they couldn't control it. So my fear is the nausea that comes with chemo, I'm not going to be able to deal with. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping that we will be able to control it, especially since this is going to be a long run of chemo. They're looking at 8 cycles, so it would be 2 weeks on, 1 week off, and that turns out to be about 24 weeks. They're planning on starting this the end of this month, end of October. So that's going to take me right through the holidays into spring, right before my birthday. So, pretty much 6 months of chemo. Not real happy about this, quite apprehensive about it. I know that I need to do what I need to do to keep this beast at bay. So, we're going to start this regimen soon. I have to go through some testing to make sure I'm okay to do the chemo. I'm sure that will be fine. I've got to have a port put in, of course. And at the end of the month, we should be starting this whole process. I hope and pray that it's not going to be as bad as it could be. I hope and pray that it's, that I will be able to tolerate this chemo regimen for the time it takes to get this done. So what I will be doing is taking you through that process once it starts. I'll take you through a day of getting chemo as much as I can. I don't know if I'll be able to film at the hospital where I'm going to be going. Some of the good news is even though my oncologist is downtown Chicago, he's going to work with some doctors out here close to me, so I can have the chemo done very close to home. So I won't have to travel long distance to do it. That will be a huge help in itself. Because if I do end up having to drive myself, if I can drive myself, time will tell, we'll have to see. It will be nice to be able to do that without inconveniencing other people. But I will take you through the journey with me, and you'll get to see firsthand what it's like. But in any case, I'm still going to remain positive that this is the right choice at this time, that I'm going to get through it okay, and that this chemo will finally put an end for a while, at least, the reoccurrence, any chance of reoccurrence for a while. So thanks again for watching, and we will be talking with you soon.